Welcome back, everyone. Today we're doing a deep dive on Instadoodle.
Instadoodle, yeah. It's this online design platform that everyone's been talking about.
And you know our listeners want to know if it lives up to the hype, so we've been digging through articles, reviews,
And yeah, we even got hands-on with the platform ourselves.
so we can give you the lowdown.
Exactly. Cut through all the noise.
So first things first, what is Instadoodle?
Well, Instadoodle is, at its core, all about making design, accessible.
Accessible, okay.
For everyone, regardless of their experience. It's a platform where you can create anything from, simple doodles and sketches
Okay.
to full-blown marketing materials,
Oh, wow, that's pretty impressive.
all without needing any, prior design experience.
So that sounds pretty great, especially for someone like me who, struggles to draw a straight line.
Right.
What are some of the features that make it so user-friendly? Because I'm intimidated by design software.
Yeah, no, I hear you. One of the biggest things is the user interface.
Yeah.
It's super intuitive. It's all drag and drop.
Yeah, okay.
So even if you've never touched design software before, you can jump in and start creating.
So no steep learning curve.
Exactly. It's really pick up and play. But, even if you're not feeling particularly creative
Right.
or you need a little inspiration to get started, they have you covered.
Okay, how so?
They have this massive library of pre-designed templates.
Templates, okay.
And these templates cater to a huge range of needs. So we're talking social media posts, presentations, infographics,
Okay,
you name it, they probably have a template for it.
gotcha. But if everyone's using the same templates,
Right.
won't everything end up looking the same?
Yeah, that's where customization comes in.
Okay.
So you can take these templates and you can really make them your own. You can adjust the colors, you can change the fonts, the layout, you can add your own images or graphics.
So you're not just stuck with the default look.
No. You have a lot of control.
Mm.
They have layering tools. You can resize elements. You can really get in there and make it your own.
Okay, so you're not just like slapping your logo on a generic template.
Exactly.
You can actually design something that's somewhat unique.
Exactly.
Okay, good. Good to know. So what about more complex stuff? Like if I wanted to create an illustration
Right.
or work with vector graphics, can I do that in Instadoodle?
So this is where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
They have a tool called Doodle Maker,
Doodle Maker. Okay.
and it uses AI design generation. So basically, you input some basic parameters like keywords
Keywords.
or a style preference,
Okay.
and it will generate design options
Right.
for you in seconds.
Wait, hold on. AI design generation.
Yeah,
So I can type in spring sale and flowers and it'll make a design for me.
exactly. That's what they're really pushing as a major selling point.
Wow. I mean, on the one hand, that's amazing. On the other hand, it's kind of scary. Like, what is my job then?
I know. It's a little mind-blowing.
It is.
And honestly, the sources we looked at didn't give super specific examples, but they're emphasizing the speed and ease of it all.
So you can whip up a logo or a social media banner in minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of crazy. Okay, so let's say I've made this amazing design thanks to Instadoodle's AI magic or my own limited skills.
Right.
What about sharing it? Can I integrate it with my marketing platforms like, social media, email?
Yes, absolutely. They have seamless integration with all the major platforms, email marketing services, social media sites, even website builders.
So I can design something and then immediately share it with my audience.
Boom, right there. And on that note, they offer multiple export formats.
Oh, okay. Why is that important?
Well, because you might need your design for different purposes.
Right. Like a social media graphic is different from a brochure.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
you can export as a PNG, a JPEG, or even an SVG.
Okay, I'm going to need you to break that down for me. I'm not a design expert. What's so special about SVG?
SVG is a vector format. What that means is it's scalable.
Scalable. Okay.
So you could take that SVG file and you could blow it up to billboard size.
Okay.
And it won't lose any quality.
Oh, that's super helpful. Okay, so Instadoodle's got, user-friendliness, versatility, file formats. What about collaboration? Can you work on designs with a team?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Collaboration is a key feature.
Okay.
They have tools built in that allow for real-time feedback and editing.
Oh, wow. So, if I'm working on a project with a colleague, we can both be in there, making changes at the same time.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
And this is especially useful for, agencies or anyone who's working on design projects collaboratively.
Right, so it's not just for solo creators.
No, not at all.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. User-friendly design tools, AI-powered design generation, collaboration features. It sounds like Instadoodle has crammed a lot in. They really have. It's a very comprehensive platform.
But who exactly is it for? Like, who would benefit most from using Instadoodle?
Well, like we mentioned, they're aiming for a pretty broad audience.
Uh-huh.
But I think a great example would be small business owners
Small business owners. Okay.
because they often wear a lot of hats,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
They need to do their own marketing, their own branding.
Right. And they usually don't have the budget for, a full-blown design team.
Exactly. So
Mhm.
Instadoodle gives them a way to create professional-looking designs without breaking the bank.
It's like having an in-house design team, but, without the salaries and the overhead.
Precisely. And then another group that would really benefit are content creators.
Okay, content creators, influencers, that whole world.
Exactly, because their whole thing is visuals, right?
Yeah.
Especially on social media.
Yeah.
And Instadoodle gives them the tools to create really unique, eye-catching graphics.
So they can stand out from the crowd.
Exactly. And we're talking everything from like Instagram stories to YouTube thumbnails.
Mm-hmm. So it's a one-stop shop for anyone who needs to up their visual game.
I think that's a great way to put it. And let's not forget about educators.
Oh, yeah. Educators. How would they use Instadoodle?
Well, they can use it to create engaging learning materials, like diagrams for a science lesson or interactive elements for an online course.
So it's not just about making things look pretty. It's about, like, enhancing the learning experience.
Absolutely. It's about making learning more visual, more memorable.
Okay, so we've got small businesses, content creators, educators. Who else are we missing?
Well, marketing agencies are definitely a big target for Instadoodle.
Agencies, okay.
In the agency world, time is money.
Right.
And
Yeah.
Instadoodle can help them streamline their design process, deliver projects faster, and, ultimately increase their output.
So faster turnaround times, which means happier clients.
Exactly. And then finally, we have freelancers and solopreneurs.
Freelancers, got it.
They're another group that can really benefit from Instadoodle because they often have multiple clients, multiple projects.
Yeah. Right, they're juggling a lot.
Exactly. And they need an all-in-one solution for their design needs.
Mhm.
And again, without breaking the bank.
Right. Affordability is key for them.
Totally.
Okay, so we've got small businesses, content creators, educators, agencies, freelancers. It seems like Instadoodle is targeting like almost everyone who needs to create visual content.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so it's pretty clear they're not limiting themselves.
No, they're going for a wide market.
But let's talk about the elephant in the room. How much does all this cost?
Right, the all-important question. So they have a tiered pricing structure. And the good news is there's a free plan,
A free plan. Okay.
which is great for, trying it out, seeing if it's a good fit for you.
Dip your toes in the water.
Yeah.
But what if you need more than the basics? What do their paid plans offer?
So their pro plan is $19 a month. And that gives you full access to their template library. You get all the advanced customization tools. You get high-quality exports.
So that sounds like a good option for like small businesses, freelancers, people who are creating designs pretty regularly.
Exactly.
And what about bigger businesses or teams with more demanding needs?
Right. So for them, there's the business plan. That's $49 a month.
Okay.
And that includes everything in the Pro plan, plus you get team collaboration features, you get priority support, you get some enhanced integrations.
So that sounds like the sweet spot for agencies and bigger teams.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so free to try it out, then a couple of different tiers depending on your needs. What if you're like a really large company with very specific needs?
They also have an enterprise plan,
Enterprise, okay.
and that's custom priced.
So you get a tailored solution.
Exactly. They work with you to figure out exactly what you need.
Okay, so they've got all the bases covered. So we've talked about what Instadoodle is, the features, who it's for, the pricing. But why? Why choose Instadoodle over all the other design platforms out there? What makes it stand out?
Well, I think one of the biggest selling points is cost effectiveness. You're getting a really powerful design tool without having to shell out a ton of money.
Right, because hiring a professional designer can get expensive.
Exactly. And design software like the Adobe Suite can be really pricey.
Okay, so budget friendly. What else is in its favor?
Well, like we've been talking about, user-friendliness is a huge advantage. They've really focused on making it easy for anyone to create professional-looking designs.
So even someone like me who's more comfortable with a spreadsheet than design software could potentially create something decent.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay. That's a relief.
It's really designed with beginners in mind.
And that's a big plus. What else sets Instadoodle apart?
Well, the time-saving aspect is a big deal.
Time saving, right?
Mhm.
Because everyone's busy.
Exactly. And with Instadoodle's automated tools and pre-designed templates, you can create visuals so much faster.
Okay, so it streamlines the process.
Exactly. But, and this is a question I have for you.
Do you think relying on those templates can be a crutch? Like, could it stifle creativity?
That's a great question, and it's something I've wondered about myself.
Uh-huh.
Because on the one hand, templates are like a lifesaver when you're short on time.
Right.
But on the other hand, I could see how they could become like a crutch, especially if you're not comfortable customizing them.
Yeah, because then everyone's just using the same basic building block.
Exactly. So it's a double-edged sword, I guess.
It is.
Okay. What other benefits are there to using Instadoodle?
Well, it's super versatile.
Hmm.
It's not just for one specific type of design. You can use it for marketing materials, social media graphics, educational content, even just like personal doodles.
Okay, so it really is a multi-purpose tool.
It is.
So we've talked about the good stuff,
Yeah.
but every platform has its downsides.
Right.
What are some of the limitations of Instadoodle? What are the things people should be aware of before they jump in?
So one potential drawback is that while Instadoodle is great for those quick and easy designs,
Right. Uh-huh.
it might not be the best choice for someone who needs like really advanced features
Right.
or professional level design tools.
So if you're like a professional graphic designer,
Right.
this probably won't replace your high-end software.
Exactly, exactly.
Okay, are there any other limitations?
Well, we talked about the potential for over-reliance on templates, but there's also
Uh-huh.
the subscription cost to consider.
Okay, right.
You know, the free plan is a great starting point, but if you need more features,
Right.
you have to pay monthly. And for some people, that might be a barrier.
Especially if they only need design tools occasionally.
Exactly.
Okay, so to sum up, it sounds like Instadoodle is a great option for creating quick, high-quality designs,
Yeah.
but it's not a replacement for like the professional grade tools.
Right.
And you have to be mindful of, becoming too dependent on those templates.
Exactly. It's about using them as a starting point.
Right, not a crutch. Okay, but overall it sounds like a pretty solid option, especially for people who are new to design.
I would agree.
Okay, so let's say someone is listening to this and they're thinking, okay, Instadoodle sounds great, I want to try it. Are there any tips or tricks you'd recommend for getting the most out of the platform?
Absolutely. So first and foremost, don't be afraid to customize those templates.
Okay, we talked about that.
Right, but it's important to emphasize, spend some time tweaking those templates. Change the colors, the fonts, the layout. Make it your own.
So don't just settle for the default look.
Exactly. And then make sure you're taking advantage of all the integrations they offer.
The integrations, okay.
You know, connect Instadoodle with your email marketing service, your social media, your website. Make it easy to share those designs you're creating.
So it's not just about creating the designs, it's about, like, using them effectively.
Exactly. You've got to get them out there.
Okay, good point.
Yeah.
What other advice would you give?
Honestly, don't skip the tutorials.
The tutorials, okay.
I know. Tutorials can be kind of boring, but
Right.
Instadoodle has some really good ones that can help you, like, learn the ins and outs of the platform really quickly.
Okay, so take the time to learn the tools.
Exactly. You might discover features you didn't even know existed.
Okay, and my last piece of advice would be experiment.
Yes.
Play around with the tools, try different templates, see what works for you.
Exactly. Don't be afraid to, like, break things.
Break things in the digital world, that is.
Exactly. The beauty of Instadoodle is it's so user-friendly. You can really explore without worrying about messing things up too badly.
It's like a digital playground for your creativity.
I love that analogy.
Okay, so to wrap things up, Instadoodle sounds like a really capable tool for creating quick, impressive designs.
I think so too.
But, like we discussed, it does have its limitations. What are your final thoughts on Instadoodle? Is it worth the hype?
You know, I think Instadoodle fills a really specific need in the market. If you need to create visuals regularly, but you don't have a ton of design experience, or you don't have a big budget,
Right.
I think it's a game changer. It's accessible, it's intuitive, and it has a ton of features. But, and this is important,
Yeah.
be aware of the pitfall.
The pitfalls. That's
Like we said, don't rely too heavily on those templates.
right. Make them your own.
Exactly. And remember, it's not a replacement for, true professional level design software.
Okay, so the final verdict is?
Instadoodle is a powerful tool.
Uh-huh.
It can really empower anyone to become a visual communicator. But, like with any tool, It's important to use it wisely, know its strengths.
And its limitations.
Exactly.
Well said. So for our listener, if you're looking for a user-friendly, affordable way to create some eye-catching designs, definitely check out Instadoodle. But remember, true creativity comes from within.
Absolutely.
It's about having a vision
Uh-huh.
and finding the best way to bring that vision to life. It really is
Yeah.
about tapping into that inner spark, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But here's something I've been thinking about.
Okay.
We've talked about how Instadoodle kind of makes design accessible to, well, pretty much everyone.
Right. Democratizing design.
Exactly. But could that actually be a bad thing?
Interesting question.
Like, if everyone's using the same templates, the same tools,
Yeah.
won't all the designs start to look the same? Like, won't we lose that unique visual flair?
That's a really fascinating point.
Yeah.
And it kind of gets to the heart of this tension between, accessibility and originality.
Right, because on the one hand,
Yeah.
you want to empower people to create,
Absolutely.
but on the other hand, you don't want to end up with this sea of sameness.
Right, where everyone's just churning out cookie cutter designs.
Exactly. So how do we navigate that? How do we encourage people to use these tools as a starting point, as a foundation for their own creativity?
I think that's the million-dollar question.
It is.
And I think education and awareness are really key here.
Okay.
We need to emphasize that these tools,
Yeah.
they're just tools.
Right.
They can help you create something that's, visually appealing, but they can't replace your own unique vision and ideas.
So it's about finding that balance
Exactly.
between leveraging the convenience of the templates and pushing yourself to go beyond them, to inject your own personality into the design.
Right, to make it your own.
Yeah. Now, what if Instadoodle actually incorporated some kind of originality score?
Oh, interesting.
Or a feature that encourages users to customize templates more?
I like that idea.
Like maybe it could even showcase the most original designs in a gallery or something.
Yeah, almost like gamifying the design process.
Exactly.
Incentivizing people to be more creative.
Right. And imagine if they used AI to help users identify where their design is too similar to the template.
Right.
And then offer suggestions for making it more unique.
Yeah, like a built-in originality checker.
Right. Be like, hey, this looks a little too familiar. Maybe try switching up these elements.
Exactly. That would be a really cool feature.
Okay, but beyond the technology,
Yeah.
there's also the role of community, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like Instadoodle could really foster this culture of originality by, showcasing designers who are pushing boundaries.
Right, celebrating those who are creating truly unique content.
Exactly. So it's about creating an environment where originality is valued,
I agree.
where people are encouraged to experiment and really express themselves visually.
And that brings us back to that tension between accessibility and originality.
Right.
It seems like finding that sweet spot is key.
Yeah, we want to empower everyone to create,
Uh-huh.
but we also want to make sure they're creating something that's authentically them.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
It's about making sure that while we're democratizing design, we're not sacrificing that diversity of expression, the thing that makes visual communication so powerful.
That's a really good point. Now, let's shift gears for a second.
Okay.
We've been talking about Instadoodle mainly in the context of marketing and branding,
Right.
but I'm curious about its potential beyond the commercial realm. Like, could it be used for social good?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, how so?
Imagine nonprofit organizations using Instadoodle to create visuals for their campaigns,
Oh, that's a good idea.
or educational institutions creating engaging materials for students.
Right. So it could be a tool for, amplifying voices that might not have the resources to hire a professional designer.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Think about activists creating infographics to raise awareness about important issues.
Or community groups designing posters for local events.
Yeah, it's about giving people the power to communicate visually, to make a difference in their communities.
And beyond.
Exactly.
That's really powerful. So it's not just about creating pretty designs. It's about harnessing the power of visual communication to really make a difference.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it highlights how technology can be a force for good,
Yeah.
when used thoughtfully.
Yeah. It's about breaking down barriers,
Mhm.
empowering people to express themselves,
Yeah.
and ultimately, to make a positive impact on the world.
Well said.
It really is amazing to see how technology can empower people in so many ways. But like you said, it's crucial to use it responsibly.
Absolutely.
And I think platforms like Instadoodle, they have a real opportunity here
Yeah.
to kind of foster a culture of originality and ethical design.
Right. They can build in features that encourage customizations,
Yeah.
showcase different design styles.
And educate users, right?
Exactly. Make people aware of the ethical implications of design. Things like avoiding plagiarism, being mindful of cultural sensitivities.
Yeah, that's super important. Okay, so we've talked a lot about Instadoodle in the context of, marketing, branding. But I'm curious about its potential outside of the commercial world. Like, could it be used for social good?
Oh, absolutely.
Mm.
I mean, think about it. Nonprofits could use Instadoodle to create visuals for their campaigns.
Mm-hmm.
Educational institutions could use it to develop engaging materials for students. The possibilities are really endless.
It's like giving a voice to people who might not have the resources to create these kinds of visuals on their own.
Exactly. Activists could create infographics to raise awareness about social issues. Community groups could design posters for local events.
It's fascinating to think how this one design platform
Yeah.
could have such a ripple effect. Not just in the design world,
Right.
but in the way we communicate and engage with important issues.
Absolutely. It shows how technology, when it's used thoughtfully, can really be a powerful tool for positive change.
Well said. Okay, as we wrap up our deep dive into Instadoodle, what are your final thoughts for our listeners? What do you want them to take away from this conversation?
I think if you're looking for a way to tap into your creativity,
Yeah.
to communicate your ideas visually, to
Mhm.
connect with your audience in a meaningful way, Instadoodle is definitely worth exploring. But remember, the real power of design,
Yeah.
it's not just about the tools.
Right.
It's about the stories we tell,
Right.
the messages we convey, the impact we create.
So use these tools to amplify your voice,
Yeah.
to share your perspective, to make a difference in the world, one design at a time.
Beautifully put.
And that brings us to the end of our deep dive. We hope you enjoyed this episode. And until next time, keep exploring, keep creating, and keep diving deep.